Yo, welcome everybody. Wow, what an exciting set we're on. We're here basically, Creepy Old Crypt. We always like to record these in the epicenter of what's going on at Disneyland in California. You know, we always try to get right in the thick of the action and just kind of show you the cool. We like to always set it up at the coolest spots.
Yeah.
So here we're kind of at the most iconic portion
in all of Disneyland.
In all of Disneyland,
Yeah.
you know, the castle, it would be like number 2.
Yeah.
Here would be number 1. It's just kind of we're at California Adventure right now, and as you can see, he's just kind of like popping off here. We got 2.
Yeah.
Dude, okay, this just got really awkward.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to come through the shot, and
Yeah.
people at home are not going to expect this.
No.
So I made a joke that there was nothing going on. How's it going?
Hey guys.
Hey,
Hey.
what's happening? Clearly, that is not, the joke has been usurped
Yeah.
by Peter Parker himself. I did not expect him to walk through. I don't know why. That was just, we're in the most empty, so real talk, we're in the most empty corner of
We
California
found
Adventure.
this deep corner in the middle of like
Yeah.
Hollywood land. Oh, I forgot what it's called, but yeah.
Hollywoodland, is that the area?
Is that?
But
yeah,
I
something.
guess.
Yeah.
This is where they used to have Who Wants to Be a Millionaire play it. Don't forget that part of the name. This attraction
Yeah.
was called Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Play It.
Yeah, these are the exit doors
Yeah.
for that attraction.
And
when it was
behind
going.
where the camera is, this whole area was extended queue for
Yep.
that attraction, which I don't think they ever needed because no one liked it or cared.
It only lasted like a year or two.
Was
it
it even?
came
Like,
and went
I thought
quick.
I thought 2002 it was done.
I did go on it.
Oh, really?
I went on it once, and it was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. You can win a cruise. The top prize wasn't $1 million. It was like a cruise on Disney.
Then why don't they call it Who Wants to Be a Cruiser?
I know. I don't know.
Why did Millionaire come into play? Anyway, this area of California Adventure is just a bunch of big boxes. Like, these buildings are just giant tan boxes.
Yeah.
It was meant to be like studios on a lot, you know, the Hollywood lot. But these attractions all sucked when California Adventure opened in 2001.
Yeah.
Then nobody went to them, and so much of it is still like just sitting here like unused.
It's reused
They closed
for certain
it.
things. This one is technically, it's called Studio 17.
Yeah.
And they haven't used it since like they did some Frozen thing in here.
Yeah,
years
for a little
ago.
bit, but that's it.
That's
right?
it. That's the last thing they used it for.
I've been to an event in here. I got invited to, maybe it was a pass holder thing.
Maybe.
But they had something in here where they had everyone watch. They remastered the old like Walt Disney like showing off World's Fair stuff.
Yeah.
They remastered the film and they showed it here as an annual pass treat
really?
or something. Yeah.
Cool.
Which they should do that more often.
Yeah.
That was really cool. And so I went in here for that. Otherwise, I've never been in the building.
Yep.
Other than that one
Other
time.
than that one time, yeah.
So we found this one area that nothing and no one is using. This was all queue. And then as soon as we hit the camera, Spider-Man walked through. But I think cast members go in and out.
I thought it was when you started doing that. I'm like, oh, a cast member's coming. Okay, and I looked
Yeah.
at Spider-Man's just tromping down the road.
When he said hi, though, he had the voice down. That voice was good. Like, hey, guys, that sounded like... That's what I picture Spider-Man to look like.
Yep.
What's your favorite version of Spider-Man?
The PS4 game version.
I agree.
No, I've never been super into
any other
Spider-Man,
version of him. Yeah.
But I think he's great in the video game.
But I think the video game encapsulates all the things I want Spider-Man to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never liked the movie ones that much. Like, there's always something where I'm just like, oh, whatever. Oh, speak of the devil. Hi again.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you again. I just didn't think we'd see him that often when we're over here. Anyway,
dude,
you're my favorite version too.
You're over here talking shit.
He heard the video game
He was right
thing.
behind you.
That's so awkward. Oh man.
Yeah.
Anyway, but anyway, we were here for so long before we hit record. And as soon as we started hitting record, he's coming in and out. Anyway, that video game rules.
Yeah,
anyway,
it's great.
that was a great game.
But going back,
we're not
to,
talking about
that. How much of a failure this Who Wants to Be a Millionaire play it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a huge failure. That's the topic of today's episode.
Yes.
Disney's failures. What did they do that sucked?
Yeah.
We do a lot of episodes that are about like, oh, we love this. Isn't this cool? Isn't this cute? That's not this episode. This episode is about what did they do that failed?
Yep.
What did they do that bombed?
What they try and it just didn't work.
It didn't work.
Or
And primarily we're sticking to Disneyland stuff, but we may bring up other park stuff too. In fact, we really should, because I know, like, before we started, we were sitting here thinking about, like, well, what will we talk about, you know, and, like, what will we discuss? And I'm even trying to think of, like, other places, too, not just here. And it's so funny, because now that I was like, I don't know, but I guess we'll think of stuff as we go.
Yeah.
And now that we're recording, I'm like, yeah, the Imagination ride in Epcot is, like, disgusting. Like, why did that not come up before?
We can definitely.
So we'll tackle the other parks in a minute.
Yeah.
Like, what did they do that failed?
Yeah.
But I guess we'll start here.
Yeah.
Here in California.
There's I don't think there's ever a failure actually in California Adventure.
Oh, okay. California Adventure was good from day one.
No, this is actually the one park where pretty much I think the whole park was a failure.
Yeah. Oh my God. I remember. What did you think when you first heard about it? Were you like, "Ooh, I want to go there"?
I wasn't super I had heard about it a little bit, but I never went like, I want to go there. But again, I hadn't been to Disneyland in years anyway.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't this, like, I wasn't super into Disneyland except for, like when I went to, like, in, like, the 90s.
Yeah.
I never went in the early 2000s, ever.
Yeah. Come to think of it, I never really did. I went a couple times in the late 80s.
Yeah.
Once in the mid 90s. And then not again until...
2004 is when I came back.
Yeah. I want to say between 2 and 4 I went back, and that was when I got hooked.
Yeah.
When I went earlier in life, I was like, cool. You know, I like going, don't get me wrong, but in the early 2000s, that was when I was like old enough to like appreciate the history. Like, ooh, this is cool.
Yeah.
But I will say, when I heard about California Adventure, because I kept hearing about all the new cool stuff Disneyland was getting, and I was like, oh yeah, awesome. But when California Adventure got announced, even as a kid, when I heard about it, I guess I wasn't a little kid.
No.
But when I heard
I was in high school, I think, when it opened.
But my first context for it was, it's a theme park about California. I thought, that is so dumb.
It's in California.
We're in California, so what do they have? Well, it's kind of like the highlights of California. Okay, I'll go see. We're in California.
Yeah, California's a beautiful state.
So that I am, because some people, there's always been that argument: was the theme the problem, or was it that they just didn't do a good job with the theme? I am of the mindset that the theme was bad from the beginning.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like a postcard. Like, all the like colorization and everything, all the style and everything is like over the top postcardy kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Even the front is supposed to have like the mural, like
it was
postcard.
supposed to,
It's supposed to look like the front of a postcard.
Yeah.
And it never worked. It never worked from the beginning.
Yeah. And by the way, this episode is not just going to be California Adventure. Yeah. I know it seems like we're repeating.
Yeah, we have a couple from Disneyland as
well. But I always thought, there's some people today that still argue like, no, you already committed to the California theme, just make it better.
Yeah.
And they get mad when they do stuff like Marvel Land or at Little Mermaid and stuff. Yeah. They go, what does this have to do with California? And now, see, I'm of the mindset that theme failed, so put whatever you want in this park.
Yeah.
I'm of the mindset to like try anything because it failed, so you might as well.
You might as well try it.
Yeah.
There's only place to go is up.
Yeah, I just feel like this is the one park where it's hey, go nuts. Yeah. If something sticks, great.
Blank slate again.
Yeah, that's how I feel. So anyway, but there's no question it failed.
Yeah.
When it first came out, and then I'm gonna say they made a really good effort to salvage it, make it. I'm gonna say classy, kind of class it up a little bit.
Yeah.
In 2012. When Cars Land was being open, Cars Land was already, they did a great job with that.
Yeah.
Cars Land rules.
They nailed it.
It's got that Route 66, again, like there's elements of it that aren't California, but it feels very California like pit stop. Mm-hmm. If you ever go on a road trip in California, you're going to stop at some kind of goofy places, and I think they capture that really well, and they're playing like Johnny Cash on the radio, and I love that.
Yeah.
But to me, them adding like Buena Vista Street and all that stuff, that just made it so classy, and it was a nice touch. It used to be
so corny and like
punny. Everything was a pun.
And gross and everything. And then
totally.
They basically refreshed everything, and it was so much better.
Yeah, they just made it like, hey, this park, it's not the same as Disneyland, but it's like a classy hangout. Yeah. They added Carthage Circle, and that's a kind of a classy restaurant.
That used to be a fountain that played the Beach Boys.
Yeah.
And it was just like
cheap.
This wave fountain.
Dumb.
And it was just all Beach Boys music. And
it's
like, okay.
Exactly.
So much better.
So now it's this really nice kind of swanky restaurant, and then like Paradise Pier, they kind of just, gave everything a new coat of paint, just made it feel like, again, it's not Disneyland where you're going to like another world, but they made it a real classy hangout.
Yeah.
And I felt like personally that era around 2012ish was the prime of like, hey, I don't like California Adventure as much as regular Disneyland, but at least it's with my annual pass, I get to go there.
I go there. I don't think I've one time gone to just Disneyland coming here.
Yeah.
Where I know, like in the recent times, back then. But like, if I go on the annual pass, I'm bouncing back and forth when I'm here.
Yeah. See, I've been here many times and not gone to California.
Really?
Yeah.
There's
a lot of times I don't care about coming here, but as an addition to my annual pass, where I can go and it doesn't cost me anything extra, it's a lovely hangout. Now, I would say that the prime of that was around 2012. Now, the unfortunate thing is, I feel like in the last year or two, it's scaled back a little bit. Now, I'm not saying the park sucks now or anything like that. But I think Pixar Pier, I'm gonna say that's my number. Like, we're going down the list here. That is my vote for thumbs down, fail. I think that sucks.
It was fine.
It was classy. Listen, I don't like the pier to begin with. I don't care that much. Yeah. I never did. Mm-hmm. But I think now it's just, at least it was classy. Now it's bad and tacky. And that's how I feel.
It's back to puns.
Yeah, it's all puns.
All puns again.
Yeah, the dessert place is like, welcome to yellow snow cones.
Yeah, and it's like
angry
like dogs, and it's like that was one of the worst. It's just a reskinning of everything, and it's like unnecessary.
Yeah. Now I will say, just to throw it a point, I will say there are more food options there. I guess better than there was before. I guess they've added the Pixar thing. They added a bunch of food stuff. Okay, great. I like the best food item there with the worst name, Jack Cookie Num Nums.
Never had one still.
He won't get it because of the name.
I don't want to say
I've tried to buy it for him, and he's like, get the fuck away from me. Sorry. Do we curse on this show? I never know, but I said.
No, I do sometimes.
All right.
If there's nobody over there.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Anyway, I'm giving a dose of reality.
Yeah.
But anyway. So that's good.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I'll say is that they always had like boardwalk games.
Yeah.
Those were so not interesting in the past. Like what ring toss? Like what am I'm at Disneyland. Why am I doing this? They in giving them a Pixar theme, they are a little cuter now. Yeah. Where it's like, oh, here's the La Luna moon thing, or here's the Wall-E, like you could win a little plush Eve or whatever. I feel like kids are connecting to those a little more now that they're cute and Pixar. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think the coolest Pixar thing that they put in wasn't even part of Pixar Pier, but it was the Midway Mania. I thought Midway Mania was cool.
Toy Story Midway Mania?
Toy Story Midway Mania.
Yeah.
But that was years before even Pixar Pier was a thing.
Yeah. And I guess now it fits. Yeah. Now it's still the best part.
I liked it better when that was just its own thing.
But I will say, though, for a ride that could have been a lot tackier, it's packaged pretty classy. Yeah. I like that it's very like old style boardwalk. It feels very Boardwalk Empire. Yeah. Well, that show's not really family friendly, but you know what I mean. Very boardwalk. I like when the ride ends, you walk and there's the quiet little office with the toy box, as if you were in that toy box the whole time. Yeah. Classy. I like the presentation of it. So I give it a thumbs up. It's kind of a walk to get over there, and the line is always an hour long, so I don't go on it often. Yeah. But it's a cute ride. I like it. But overall, I think Pixar Pier is kind of a garish mess. Yeah. So it didn't replace anything that was so beloved, but I also think it was a misstep. And I think most people I talk to, I think they feel that way. Yeah. I don't talk to people very. Do you talk to anyone that's like, Pixar Pier?
Not very. Yeah. I don't see very often.
I think we're about to meet another Avenger.
I think so too.
We'll see what happens. We are. Oh my God, I'm so glad we did this.
Yeah, I know. But overall, I think. Even the lagoon, it was nothing before, and then they went, oh, maybe we should put a show there, and it was became one of their best shows.
That's really cool. Yeah, thank you for your service.
Thank you so much for encouraging me.
Thank you. Anyway, I love this. Who's next? This is exciting.
Yeah.
Now will he come back out? That's what's going to be awkward.
Yeah.
That was a cool exit. But, Anyway, but yeah. So anyway, so I'm whatever on that. That's the only thing that I feel like I've been like I was like burned by California Adventure.
I think
like,
overall they fixed their failures here.
Yeah,
like,
on a lot of them.
Yeah,
I think the pier is the one thing that I'm like, guys,
like,
come
and
on.
I think this backlot area kind of sucks again. Like, well, I only liked it when there's Tron stuff back here.
Yeah,
I'm a big Tron fan.
When they made this Electronica, it was rad.
It was awesome.
So that gives, we can talk about another failure.
Yeah.
Okay, some people are not going to agree with this because it had a dedicated fan base.
Yeah.
But so they had it. All Disneyland has wanted. They wanted for years like a nightlife thing, and they got it when they started Electronica. It was when Tron came out around 2010.
Yep.
And it was like a Tron-themed party.
Yeah, it went all the way out. The whole
that was
street
so
out there and
cool. That was so cool.
Yeah.
And it being Tron-themed, of course, I had to check it out.
Definitely.
But it lived up to that. It felt like part of the Tron universe. It's like, there's lasers everywhere and just cyber everything, and it just felt like. I feel like there's a real now. People at home, you tell me if you've noticed this. I feel like there's a real thirst right now for like cyber-themed, hacker-themed stuff.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah.
And I felt like Electronica was kind of the head of the curve on that, where you'd show up and it was all like lasers and like
they're all leather,
glowing
and
people in leather. It was glowing and it was like welcome program.
Yeah.
Like I think people just dug that, but then they stopped promoting. The movie promotion stopped.
Yeah.
And they went, I guess that's it, and they ended it and they made it into instead they made it Mad Tea Party, which was just Alice in Wonderland themed. Like it looked like a goth party. It was like, dude, you had it. Like the Tron thing was so cool. Everyone I know wanted to go to the Tron thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I know people that were just like, hey, I knew people. Listen, when people invite me to Disneyland or they say you want to go to Disneyland, it's always rides. It's always attractions and whatever. That was the one time when it was like, do you want to go to Electronica? Do you want to just go and like dance and have fun at this thing?
Because they'd have music and a big dance
because it was just
and you
fun.
Just go dance. It's
it
fun.
was just so extreme and crazy. And then once it became Mad Tea Party, again, it's kind of like Hot Topic-esque. Like, I know there's going to be some people that are like, dude, I like that show,
Yeah.
And I'm not dissing anybody else's whatever, but that was not my scene.
And that's
personally.
when they started making it smaller. I remember that was when they started moving it just into the back area of the back lot, and not the main drag.
Electronica had they had the retro arcade, Flynn's arcade.
Flynn's arcade.
That was
back
so
there.
cool. Yeah, I really like that.
I still have, I think, tokens from that.
Yeah, I think I do too.
Because the machines gave out tokens that said Flynn's arcade.
Yeah. I think I have some of those too. But so it was just kind of whatever. When they got rid of that, it didn't have anything like that, so that was kind of a bummer. But, Mad Tea Party was not my scene. That was just not
And that was it. I think that went on for a few years, got smaller and smaller, and then it just
And then they got rid of it, and then I think for a minute, they called it, like, Jammin' on the Back Lot or something. It was just, they made it generic.
Yeah, they didn't have
it was just
any
called
IP
Jammin' on the Back Lot. Like, what does that say? It sounds like you're doing bad stuff.
The last bastion of that nightlife.
Those two got caught jamming on the Back Lot. Like, it just sounds weird. Like, what are we doing? And then didn't they do Guardians of the Galaxy Awesome Dance Party or something like that?
Maybe I at that point
you tuned out.
So
me
removed
too.
that I didn't even think about it.
I tuned out completely. So it was just whatever. But they never got it back.
No.
From Electronica. That was the best.
At some point,
absolutely
something to like just bring the nightlife back.
Yeah, just something that has mass appeal. I love that Tron is a little bit coming back into parks. Like Florida is getting the Tron ride.
Yep.
So I'm hoping when that shows up, like I know in Florida and their Tomorrowland, right in that area, there's like a stage and stuff. I want to get some Tron stuff back in there. I just feel like Tron. I'm being selfish, I know. Like that's in my interest, so I'm going, more Tron, more Tron. But I feel like that. I just feel like there's a thirst for cyber stuff right now. I just feel like that's fun for all ages. But anyway, that's just me. I'm being biased.
So too.
But anyway, so that
that went away.
More failures there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, but these. I feel like we're covering a lot of things that we think sucked.
Yeah.
But Mad Tea Party was by no means a failure.
No.
It did well, I think. Because right now I want to go off on like, what did they do to Tower of Terror? But like Guardians of the Galaxy is doing very well.
Yeah,
That's not a failure.
I enjoy that ride still.
Yeah.
So
That's not a failure.
No.
I mean, I may not prefer
but the whole
that,
park
but it's not
generally
a failure.
business-wise for Disney was a failure at the beginning.
Yeah, but it's doing better now.
Yeah.
In regular Disneyland, is there something they did that was like, ooh, that failed? They had to fix that.
They had to backtrack probably.
Yeah. I brought this up earlier, but I remember when they opened, when they refurbished Indiana Jones for a long time.
Yes.
A couple of years ago or a few years back, they redid the effect in the whole opening room.
Yeah.
Like when you pick a door or whatever.
It's like
and
projection
they
stuff
added
and
all these
things
kind of
like
like
that.
projections. Yeah, exactly. And I remember they changed the voice. When you would go into the Indiana Jones ride, it's like you looked in. There was always a booming voice, right?
Scary booming voice.
It was like you looked into the eyes of Mara.
Yeah.
Your
Path
fate now leads to the path of doom.
Yeah.
It was always a booming voice. They changed it when they refurbed the ride. It was like you've looked into the eyes of Mara.
Yeah, it was not ominous.
What
it
was that?
Not even a scary deep voice or anything like that.
And I remember people were like, "Oh no, what did
happened?
they do?" And
there's
then
probably a YouTube
and then a
video
few days
of
later,
that.
yeah, there is.
Yeah.
And I know a few days later they changed. It was like, oh, and and it was a booming voice again.
Yeah.
And I wonder if it was just that it got that bad of a reception, or if it was just like,
or if they were it's like a placeholder.
Yeah, maybe it was a temporary thing.
I don't know.
Because I feel like that does happen. I think I brought this up before, but on Pirates of the Caribbean, when that got refurbished, I think when they added the Johnny Depps and stuff in it, I remember when you go up the waterfall at the end, you'd go up the water, because throughout the ride you keep hearing "dead men tell no tale."
Yeah.
You'd go up the waterfall, and I remember for a while there was just some guy's voice, and it was like, "I guess dead men do tell tales. Thanks for writing Pirates of the Caribbean. Goodbye." Does anyone out there remember that?
I don't.
It was
at all.
just. I bring this up to people all the time, and they're like, "No." What?
Right as they put in the new movie stuff.
Yeah. And Sean is the other person that remembers, because
Okay.
we were both like, "Dude, that is the lamest voice. Like, what is that?" I guess dead men do tell tales. Thanks for writing Pirates of the Caribbean. Your arms inside the boat. It was terrible. And then after a while, like I'll say a couple weeks, couple months, I don't remember. It was Bill Nye. It was it was Davy Jones. I guess, and he says almost the same thing. I guess dead men do tell tales. You know. Of course, it's him doing it, so it sounds great. And I do like, even though they got rid of Davy Jones on the ride, I'm glad that his voice is still at the end of it.
Yeah.
Because he's good.
He's really good.
He's really good.
It's scary. It's cool.
Yeah, and say what you will about the Pirates sequels.
Yeah.
That guy rules. That guy, that's a good character.
Very, very good character.
And I keep hearing they're going to reboot the Pirates movies, but at the end of the fifth one, we got like a little teaser for Davy Jones.
He's going to be there.
That's all I want. Just give me one more with him.
I don't need Jack Sparrow at all. He's out anyway.
I don't need him. But honestly, you don't even have to tell me the next one's good.
Yeah.
Just have him in it more, and I'll watch it. I love that guy. I love that character.
Great.
What was that? Did you hear that?
I heard a boom over there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I want to say that was the Guardians of the Galaxy ride, but I haven't heard that the whole time we've been standing here.
I don't know.
Maybe it exploded. Anyway. Oh, now that it's all blown up and decrepit, they're just going to turn it back into Tower of Terror.
They are doing the nighttime thing with that. I think tonight.
Yeah.
So
maybe they're changing it over or something.
Maybe.
It's kind of late enough.
Yeah. Yeah. So over at Disneyland and stuff.
Yeah. I'm getting panic messages. Hold on. Let me just make sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Oh, you know what?
What?
I was getting panic messages from somebody, and I thought, oh, maybe somebody's dying.
Huh?
But I think somebody had their Facebook hacked. It's like, oh, click this link. Never mind. So, guys, false alarm.
No worries.
I thought someone was hurt. I thought someone was in a lot of trouble.
Now you just got a bunch of links.
Anyway, but hopefully my Facebook got hacked too, because I don't really want it anymore. So hopefully we're good. Anyway, other things that failed over there. So yeah, some of the audio, whatever.
Audio that it's still up in the air whether they did that to backtrack or did that just as a placeholder.
Yeah.
To,
I said before I didn't really like when they did the 60th anniversary. I thought some of those shows were not as good. Like they had a 50th anniversary fireworks show that went through every ride throughout history.
That lasted 10 years.
Yeah.
It lasted
until the 60th.
Until the 60th.
And then when they did the 60th show, it was all movie stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like that didn't resonate.
No. This it used to be all, like, they go through all the old rides and everything like that, and it was awesome. And, yeah, sure enough, the 60th one lasted, what, a year? 2?
Yeah.
And then they brought back the old one, the 50th.
Not, yeah. It didn't resonate. And then they tried to do a 60th show with World of Color over in California Adventure. And it was like Neil Patrick Harris taking you through the history of the parks.
And it was like CG and
it was Neil Patrick Harris and a bunch of CG.
Yeah.
And that failed too. And I feel like people did not resonate with that.
Yeah, they backtracked on both of those after, like, those, like, if it was anything like the 50th, it was supposed to last 10 years. It's supposed to last till the 70th, but no, they didn't last at all.
Yeah, it's weird how that just didn't pan out.
Yeah.
But in terms of failed stuff and both of these parks, whatever, there is stuff that failed elsewhere that affected here.
Yes.
And mainly, like, you'll hear it if you look up anything, any historical thing about Disneyland or any of the parks.
This will come up in no matter what you read.
It always comes up how big a failure Disneyland Paris was.
Yep.
Or Euro Disney.
At the beginning, they changed the name later on. But when it opened up, it was Euro Disney.
You always hear about that.
It failed miserably.
And it hurt everything else.
Everything. And the parks they were going to build, they couldn't build anymore. Things they were going to, like, rides they were going to make, they stopped making them. Like, that changed a lot of Disney.
It really did. You always hear about that. And our Tomorrowland in Disneyland, now, I love Disneyland. I'm a Disneyland loyalist. If you ask me my favorite park, it's still Disneyland. Mm-hmm. Our Tomorrowland sucks.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I hate to say it. But our Tomorrowland is so, like, I go to the one in Florida, and it's like, oh my God, they have the Carousel of Progress. They have
everything.
They have all these iconic things. They have Space Mountain too. Would you say ours is better? Or what do you think?
Ours is more, I mean, theirs, you're talking about Florida.
Yeah.
Is
Which
more
one's better?
original. It's like the 80s. And I like that. I'd say I like Disney World's better because it's got that old charm to it that ours doesn't have anymore.
Ours is definitely, I think, more theatrical in terms of, like, it's got the audio in the seats, it's got whatever.
But it's the 2005.
I think it's a little more impressive as a ride.
Yes.
But the one in Disney World is more iconic as a, like, old attraction.
Yeah, you're going up the hill.
So if you're into that, you'll like that.
Yeah, you're going up the hill and there's a giant spaceship just... Now, you can see it from the People Mover, too.
Yeah.
And there's, like, just dudes stuck to it upside down.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just cool.
It's got a little more of that weird old charm.
Yep.
Yeah, so I can see that.
Like, almost like Epcot, where it's like, it's got this old style, like,
and let me tell you,
and stuff.
I never go on these.
Yeah.
I mean, Space Mountain doesn't kill me, but I don't love coasters, so I just really don't go on them. But even with that said, I love going and having other people go on it just so I can walk in the exit.
I was going to say, the exit is killer.
The exit in Florida has, like, dioramas of, like, future homes.
Yeah.
In the 70s, it was that area was sponsored by RCA, and so they had it was called the Home of Future Living.
Yeah.
And they built all these futuristic, like rooms that you would live in a house of the future. And then as they lost the sponsorship, they just changed it. And now it's like there's, like, robots in there, but it feels very Horizons.
Yeah.
And I love that. So yeah, anytime I'm there with anyone else, it's like, oh yeah, go on the ride. I'm just gonna sit here and look at all. That's what I love. Is like the weird.
Just changed the exit.
They did.
Yeah.
But I've been there since.
Oh,
and I can tell you what has changed.
Yeah.
It's not a speed ramp.
Oh, it's just you walk it.
There's pros and cons here.
Yeah.
I like the speed ramps because that's very, like, old Disney World, like where you just stand there and it moves you. At the same time, you couldn't enter from the exit before.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You'd be like, no, it's a speed ramp. You can't go this way.
Yeah.
It'll just.
But now you can just go down.
Yeah, now it's just an open. It's just a carpeted walkway. So I just walk in and look at that stuff. I love that. So you guys have no idea how many times I enter things at Disney parks just to look at something in the queue. Same with Space Mountain here. They opened up an upper area. Of the Starcade that had been closed for like 16 years.
You went in just to see that.
Just to see the queue. Like, oh, dude, I'm in a room that hasn't been occupied for 16 years, and they're like, "Cool, the ride's that way," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not going on the ride."
Yeah.
I'm the only person I know that goes to check out the line.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, wow, man, they light up in here now. Wow. Okay, I'm leaving. Bye. Yeah. They're like, you can walk on the ride. There's no wait. No, I'm good. I saw the line. Like, what?
Yeah.
Anyway.
So Disneyland Paris failed.
So that failed, and so our Tomorrowland was supposed to.
Yeah.
It's been in a weird state because they had things closed and the Carousel of Progress left, and So there were all these plans to add all these crazy attractions. Oh, we're going to put, we're working with George Lucas to add another, not just Star Tours, but another attraction.
Yeah.
We're going to do Alien Encounter. We're going to do this show in the Carousel building. It's going to be like an alien spaceship landed. And we're going to do all this stuff. And then it's like Disneyland Paris failed. And it was like, oh, well, what were we doing at Disneyland? Oh, well, we were almost done painting it copper. Yeah, just finished painting it and then we're done.
Yeah,
I mean that's it. Like
changed a new color and they put a different ride car on the People Mover.
Yeah, so the People Mover became rocket rods.
Yeah, which failed completely.
So that was a huge failure because it was not built. That track was not built for that.
The track is flat completely because you go like 5 miles an hour through the whole thing, and instead of paying the money to bank the turn so you could actually go fast, it just slows down to a screech.
It would go. Okay, stop,
and then goes fast,
and then stop.
And that slowing and starting wear down everything on the ride to the point where a year later it was closed.
Yeah.
They said, oh, it's coming back. It never came back.
Yeah.
So
sucked.
Yeah. I never went on that and I don't really care.
No, I never did either.
Yeah.
But I saw it and people told me it was a misery and I was just
that whole Tomorrowland just immediately started getting changed back to, like, they painted it white again.
Yeah.
The Space Mountain is what painted it copper.
Space Mountain. Oh, that was another failure. For a minute, they painted Space Mountain brown.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's all very Jules Verne. It's very, like, steampunk. It's like, don't.
Yeah.
Okay, and they painted it back.
See, that's funny, because that's what saved Disneyland Paris.
Yeah.
Because Tony Baxter was working on a new ride for that, and they're like, it needs a fast, crazier ride. And so they built Space Mountain over there.
Yeah.
And that's considered the best Space Mountain.
Yeah.
That's my favorite Space Mountain, I think.
And they made that it was initially like kind of Jules Verne themed.
It's from the It's from the Earth to the Moon. That's why I like it so much. You get in a space gun. And they shoot you off. It actually has the thing open up and close. And it's all Jules Verne, and they shoot you into space.
Yeah, see, so that's cool. Is awesome. So it's funny that theme works so well because I've been there and I went to they had like the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea walkthrough. You could like go down into the Nautilus or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Whatever.
Yeah.
And that's the first time I've seen the monorail go by.
That's weird.
I would have thought that would have happened a bunch of times while we were here.
That's strange.
Anyway, but yeah, it was just so that theme worked so well here, and they tried to bring it here, and it was like, never mind. But their whole plan was they wanted to call it Tomorrowland 2055, like as in like 100 years after 1955 when the park opened. And that project, I mean, there was a logo for that, and they did, I've seen people with jackets that say Tomorrowland 2055.
Yeah.
Because that was the plan, was to retheme our Tomorrowland and make it like, no, we're going, this is 100 years into the future. And they were trying to make it a little bit more fictional sci-fi.
Yeah.
You know, not like necessarily what we would have, but maybe, but like what if spaceships landed? What if, it was trying to just take sci-fi ideas to the next level. Anyway, but it never happened. But they all they got to was paint. They painted stuff, and then it was like, all right, stop.
A lot of stuff.
And fresh coat of paint on a few things, and that's really it. But the only thing,
So you guys got to be past that end of the queue.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, guys, that was the first. This is officially the first creepy old crypt that we were kicked out.
We were
area.
We were too deep in the back.
We were too deep in an unused area, and you know what? I think Captain America told us.
I agree.
Captain America, remember, I said thank you for your service, and he like gave me a look.
Yeah.
He tattled.
Totally.
He told the other Avengers that, and then they sent the Avengers were busy, so they sent their security. We got hosed on that.
But we're actually in the front of the building we were on the side of.
Yeah, now we're on the other side. We're more in a public area. It's still unoccupied, but this is a particularly nice area to show because. Again, this was the building for Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Play It, and you could see these power boxes over here. Is that what they are?
I think there's something.
But you could see the outline of the logo. All they did was paint over the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire logo.
And it says Play It still.
Yeah, you can kind of narrate it.
Yeah. See, on the bottom it says Play It, and the circle around there is just the traditional Who Wants to Be a Millionaire logo that you see all the time.
Yeah. I didn't know. Once I walked up, you can clearly see it.
You can see
Play It.
Yep.
Anyway.
That's still there.
So you guys got to see that. Lucky you.
I know.
Anyway.
What were we talking about? We were talking about We were talking about Disneyland Paris and Tomorrowland 2055.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, as far as they got was a new coat of paint.
Yeah.
But the other thing they did was they did a whole new musical score for the land.
Okay.
And if you dig deep online, you can find it.
Really?
It's awesome. It's symphonic versions of all these old Tomorrowland themes from all eras.
Yeah.
So there is like the old monorail theme, or is it the People Mover theme? I always get them mixed up. But it's like a huge symphony going da 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 da, all this old classic Disney music. But then it's also there's like a symphonic version, like a really like brooding version of "We Are Here to Change the World" from Captain EO. It's
really?
Like dun 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 dun. It's like a really like pumped version of "We Are Here to Change the World."
Oh, cool! I haven't heard that.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I'll
have to look
dig
for
that. I'm not going to say on camera. I may know a guy who has the copy, but those all got made, and someone leaked those out.
Okay.
So you could tell someone probably. I think somebody probably worked hard on those and went, well, if no one's going to hear it, then.
Yeah.
Whoops. No, exactly. Napster. Whoops.
Yep.
Anyway, but so it's a shame that never happened, but.
Yeah, and now Tomorrowland still is just barren. It's like it's nothing. Like it's got Space Mountain and Star Tours and Buzz Lightyear. Like it's not.
Yeah, it's not that great.
No, but I think they're redoing.
There's been rumors that they're gonna just like flatten half the place
and
start over. They probably should. But anyway, so a lot of failures in Tomorrowland. But anyway, because of that Disneyland Paris failing so bad, there was talk at one point about, like, this is before California Adventure happened. There was talk about, we're going to put a Disney Sea, like an aquatic themed Disney park in Long Beach. Like, they were looking at the area like downtown,
by the convention center, right?
Downtown Long Beach, I think, by the water, where the Queen Mary? Mm-hmm. Like, Disney was going to, like...
They were eyeing that property.
Yeah, they were maybe going to purchase the Queen Mary and then, like, use that property to build this Disney Sea Park. And then it was, like, the city fought them on it. Like, there's going to be it's going to be a big ruckus, and, like, we don't want you to buy the Queen Mary or something like that.
Yeah.
So they didn't do that. And then the plan for the second park here was, instead of California... Before California Adventure was a thing... It was Westcott. It was like, it's going to be like a Western Epcot.
Yep.
Like,
it was going to sound so cool, and they had to can the entire thing.
Yeah.
And they used elements from it in other, stuff kind of when it gets canned or shelved, they go back to it sometimes because there's a couple little things that kind of popped up around.
Yeah. With the Westcott idea?
Yeah, with Westcott.
Yeah, what stuff popped up?
I can't remember, but I know.
I'm trying to think. I'm like, what are you talking about?
No, I just know that failed stuff that gets shelved shows up other places.
Well, I mean, Disney Sea got rejected in Long Beach.
And got built.
So Tokyo got it. And that's like one of the best theme parks in the world.
Yeah.
So that's one that stings a little bit. Mm-hmm. Like, couldn't have built that here in Southern California where I live. I'm a little bit selfish, but that's okay. Japan, you didn't need it. You guys have enough cool stuff. Southern California needs more stuff. Don't you think?
All we got was basically another theme park based on the state we're in.
Yeah, it got reduced to that.
Yeah.
And enough said.
Yeah. But there was something else about didn't they can a lot of the Animal Kingdom stuff because of Paris, Disneyland Paris?
Yeah.
Like that whole fantasy world where they're gonna have dragons.
Beastly Kingdom.
Beastly Kingdom. That was it.
Yeah, there was gonna be. So yeah, thinking about Florida now, Animal Kingdom opened up and that got canned because of there was supposed to be. It was supposed to be animals of like yesterday, today, and fantasy, or something like that. So it's like you could actually see animals like a zoo, and then dinosaurs. And then, Beastly Kingdom was supposed to be like dragons and stuff. And there's remnants of that there, isn't it? Someone told me.
there's some bits and bobs that they did put in, and
like from the river you could see like there was an area for a little bit that had like dead knights floating in the water. Like there was a dragon that killed them, which is kind of gruesome.
Yeah.
I
think that cave is still there.
Yeah, there's like a dragon.
They don't have any
cave.
boats go through there anymore, but I think it's still there. There's a lot of rumors that the Beastly Kingdom team went on to do stuff for Universal, and that's where a lot of the Dragon stuff went on over there.
Oh, okay. I was, the dragon that was in, that's under the castle in Paris.
Yeah.
Maybe that was going to be in Florida.
Yeah.
Who knows? But anyway, what was it? But they, speaking of failures, so they were limited. They couldn't do that. But they said, no, but you know what? We got a dinosaur movie coming soon. Let's get the dinosaur part open as quick as possible. Yeah, make it like Dinotopia. What was it called? Dinoland?
They had a movie called Dinotopia.
Oh, that's not it.
And just straight up dinosaur.
Dinosaur. But what is the land called?
Dinoland USA?
Isn't it something like that?
It's something stupid. That area sucks.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
So they opened that on the quick, and it's like carnival rides like dinosaurs with dinosaur stuff all over them. Yeah, and that's it. So we'll add that to the failure list. That sucked.
Yeah.
Still sucks.
It's the worst. Like,
and it's been there like 20 years now.
Yeah, there's one ride that's basically Indiana Jones reskinned.
Yeah.
That's so great.
That ride's cool.
That ride's great. But the rest of it is like just cookie cutter stuff you see at carnivals, and
sucks.
It's all Disney. Dinosaur themed and everything.
It totally sucks.
Yeah.
There have been rumors over the years they want to reskin that whole land to make it like an Indiana Jones land.
It's such a failure.
Do it.
It's such a failure.
It would suck to lose the dinosaur ride, but I don't know.
No, make it Indiana Jones again. Like, not again, but like
different.
It's already got the ride system and everything.
Yeah, have a different MacGuffin.
Yep.
You're going after the Holy Grail. Make it all like Christian artifacts. Like you might get hit by the Lance of Longinus or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't write this stuff. But anyway, that land sucked. Now we're thinking about Florida. Okay, let's go back to Epcot.
Yeah.
One of the most beloved rides ever was Journey into Imagination.
It was so beloved.
And then they were like, this ride's hard to manage. This is a very difficult dark ride to maintain. It's got so many turntables and stuff. Let's cut it down a little bit. And they turned it into Journey into Your Imagination. And it was like, oh, look at this weird thing in a mirror. Oh, look at that. Like, they gutted that ride. Figment wasn't in it anymore.
Half of it out.
Yeah.
And made the other area like activities.
Yeah.
And it
that sucked.
Dreadful.
That totally sucked. And then they tried to make amends. They redid the ride again because it was such a disaster.
It was such a bomb.
And then they were like, okay, Figment's back in it, but it's still not like, it's still a dumb ride.
Yeah, it's still short, and it's just Figment being goofy, and it's like, here, this smells like a fart. There you go.
Oh, look, Figment. Yeah, they instead of making Figment this like curious, like wow kind of creature, they made him into like a stupid prankster. Yeah, like, I'm gonna fart on you.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Oh, Spider-Man's coming back. But he's not gonna walk by us again.
Great.
See, that guy kicked us out. Now we're not gonna see Spider-Man anymore. Maybe Spider-Man told on us.
Maybe no, I don't know.
No, he came in and out, and everything was fine. It was Captain America that hosed us.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm over the Avengers. Now that they turned us
we got kicked out.
Yeah, I hate them. Yeah. I'm DC now. Anyway, but yeah, so they wrecked that. What other stuff they wreck in it? A lot.
Yeah, they've wrecked a lot.
I know that Test Track is a popular ride, but to me, to get rid of World of Motion, you're on crack. But I know a lot of people who thought that ride was boring too, so I don't know. I'm a dark ride fan, so that's my preference.
They bulldozed Horizons to build a spinner ride.
Yeah.
And it's like...
Does anyone think that was a good move? I think most people would agree that was a step down, right?
Yeah. It's like... It was too extreme for everyone, and so they made one side not spin, and you can have extreme or not, and it's like, I just don't want to. I've never been on it. I don't care.
Yeah. I get a murky response every time I'm looking at that ride. People are like, "Oh, it'll make you sick." This version of the ride on this side, it's been so hard it'll make you sick. Like actually, you'll throw up. But you could go to the other side. It doesn't move at all. You just sit and look at a movie. This sounds like this ride sucks.
Yeah.
I've never been on it.
I've never cared to go on it.
Yeah, me neither. Because
is it good?
I have limited time when I go over there.
Yeah.
So I'd never dedicate it to that.
No.
Maybe this next time we should just do it. No, I don't want to.
Go on the non-spinny one or something like that.
I'd rather go on Spaceship Earth 80 more times.
Yep.
Because I'm scared they're
time-wise, I just don't want to spend it on that.
Yeah. Me neither. There's always kind of a wait for it too. Time is precious. Anyway. That sucked. Other stuff. People were pissed about Maelstrom getting changed to Frozen, but Frozen is a hugely popular ride, so you can't call that a failure.
And that ride is still fun. Yeah. Like, that has elements that you don't see in dark rides and especially boat rides.
Yeah. But that's really all that pops into mind. The main thing was Journey into Imagination. Most people would agree, like, that was a dick
that
move.
whole pavilion got kind of, like, they just closed it all. I don't get it. I thought, that was popular. Like, why?
The theater in the Imagination Pavilion had Captain EO. And then now it's like Pixar shorts. It's like, what happened here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dumb.
I don't get it.
The whole thing is dumb.
Yeah.
I will say now, this is a failure in limbo.
Okay.
Because it may become a success. None of us have been on Mickey's Runaway Railway or whatever, so that could rule. But as of right now, I'm saying that was the dumbest decision, was closing the Great Movie Ride.
To put that in.
Yeah.
Monorail.
That's like the centerpiece of Hollywood Studios, is you ride through the movies. Oh, let's get rid of that. Now it's just a Mickey Mouse ride. Well, you can have a Mickey Mouse ride anywhere.
Yeah,
if you want
and they're building one here and not taking anything out.
Exactly. We're going to get it in Toontown, which is where it should be.
Yeah, we're losing a gift shop. That's it.
Yeah, it's a Mickey Mouse cartoon. It should be in Toontown. Yeah. But in Florida, they got rid of the Great Movie Ride. So anyway, whatever. That ride could be cool, but I'm still standing by. That was a dumb.
Yeah.
That was a dumb decision.
Yep.
And a lot of people say, "Oh, well, it costs so much to license those movies, so that's." Makes sense from a business perspective. Dude, they bought all this. They own all those movies now. They own Fox. Like, that was all them. Like, they own almost everything in there.
Yep.
Except maybe, like, Wizard of Oz, probably they don't own.
No.
I think that's, like, Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Or MGM. I don't know. Or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Can't remember.
But anyway.
Yeah.
That is so dumb. That park is, like, dead to me now. I hate it. They have Galaxy's Edge now.
Yeah.
People point to that, but it's like, hey, but I got that in California, so I'm good. I don't need to go there. And Toy Story Land, I'm gonna, again, controversial. I'm gonna say that's a thumbs down too.
Hey, anything Toy Story that they put in the parks, blows.
Why? Midway Mania is fun.
But in terms of making a land Toy Story, they've tried multiple times,
and it's always cheap.
It's always cheap and lame.
Why?
I don't get why they keep doing it. It's like, it doesn't feel like it's that popular, and I feel like nobody is stoked about it.
Yeah, the theme and they don't really go all in. It's always just, oh, look, big stuff.
Yeah.
Look, crayons, they're bigger than you.
In Paris, it's not good, and they did it in Florida. It's not good.
Yeah. And it never makes sense because they say, oh, it's cool, you're scaled down. Look, the crayons are bigger than you. Look, there's a piece of cheese bigger than you. But then they have giant statues of, like, Woody and Jessie or whatever, and it's like, I thought I was toy scale.
Yeah.
They're huge.
Yeah.
So who's scale to what?
Yeah.
Am I a smaller toy? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
They don't execute it that well. Now, one of the parks, is it Hong Kong? I don't remember. Or Japan or something, I don't remember. Has it to where when you enter, at least it's kind of cool when you enter the land, you go under, it's like they lifted the sheet
of the bed
the bed, and you go under the bed, and then
that's
you're
cool.
there. I don't know what park that is, but that was the one time where I thought, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But that's it. I mean, they otherwise, I don't know what it is. When they put Pixar in the parks, it's not that impressive. Like, case in point, Monsters, Inc. is right here.
Yeah.
That's like the least impressive ride ever.
No,
I mean, they slapped
this,
on.
it was one of the biggest failures, and they had to completely reskin a failure, and it didn't even work out then either.
It was Superstar Limo.
Yep.
Where you drove by celebrities' homes. And now they just slapped Monsters, Inc.
like whatever they could, and that's it.
And it's always a half-assed thing. And the one thing in Pixar history that has gotten a legit awesome treatment in the parks is Cars. Mm-hmm. How did that happen?
I don't know.
Toy Story is so. I mean, here's the thing. I'm not a Cars hater. I like the original.
Yeah.
The original Cars is great, and I'll say, and Cars 2, whatever. I didn't hate it, but I don't need to see it again. Cars 3 is a great movie.
Yeah.
But the original Cars is a really good movie, and no hate here. Mm-hmm. But of all the things that I would give the $1 billion treatment to, it wouldn't have been that.
No.
Toy Story is like the most beloved thing ever.
Yeah.
And it just blows my mind Cars gets treated better than that.
I think the reason they did it is because the blueprints were already there. Because they had designed everything for the movie, and they're like, well, why don't we just build that here?
And they had a ride system that worked.
Exactly.
For it. And I've heard rumors that Cars toys sold more than any other toys. Like the Disney did.
Merchandising was huge for them.
Cars just always sell.
Yeah.
And I heard that was huge too. So it's like, hey, add all this together, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just still kind of weird. Cars got such a great land. I love Cars Land.
I do too.
Anyway, although I haven't been there in a while. Well, you went there today.
I went there today. I went on the Cars Radiator Springs Racers, and that's one of my favorites.
That's probably the best ride in this park, right? Wouldn't you say?
For sure.
I love going to all the little cone-themed restaurants in there. Oh, yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
My favorite food in this park is probably in that area. I love when they put some new dumb thing in a cone. Yep. It's always good.
Yep.
Or, whatever, some kind of dessert thing or something. I love it. Anyway, yeah, so what were we talking about before?
Pixar,
Toy Story Land. I'm saying
no.
That's a fail from me, dog. That's a no from me, dog. Is there any other stuff that has not floated your boat?
There's a more recent failure of Disney's. Yeah. They were going to build a giant-ass hotel right over here.
Oh, yeah. They cleared out everything.
They closed restaurants and just so much stuff.
Yep.
And they went, the city's fighting it. Well, we can't make it anymore. And
so I guess what the spat was.
They moved the location.
Well, they had a deal with the city. Hey, we're going to do all the, we got to deal with the city. Give us a bunch of tax breaks, and we're going to put $1 billion or however much into refurbishing and doing good stuff around the area. That's what Disney said they'd do. So they said, look, we're going to build this whole parking esplanade area, transportation center across town.
Yeah.
And then you'd cross a bridge over Harbor Boulevard and enter the park, which is kind of a lot of walking. You'd have to cross a bridge over a lot of the city to get in. But that's what they were going to do. And then businesses fought it hey, they're going to walk over our business? They're not going to be on foot near our business? You're going to put a bridge over our business so they bypass it?
At this point, when you dump out of Disneyland on the, I forgot which side it is, the side over there, it dumps right into a ton of restaurants.
Yeah.
And to go over to that, all those restaurants they get a huge dip in business.
Yeah. So they were like, no, and they fought it. And so, what happened? It didn't pass, or
it didn't pass. Disney couldn't build that, so that's why they built the Pixar Palace thing, the thing next to the Mickey and Friends.
Yeah,
the new parking
structure.
structure.
We'll build a new parking structure by our old one.
Yeah,
we'll just do that, which is better anyway.
Yeah, I like that so much better.
It's closer.
Yeah,
it's better.
Yeah.
So they did that, and then they were like, cool. Well, now we're going to build this. We closed the whole back half of downtown Disney, which is
there's
a shopping mall connected to Disneyland.
Yeah,
and it's called Downtown Disney, and they closed half the stuff in it to because we're gonna bulldoze it and put a huge hotel resort and then tax breaks from the city are gonna help pay for it. And they got all of it ready and they closed it all, and then the city was like, no, the plan's different now. Yeah. There's a new mayor or someone new in the city that didn't want to play ball with Disney, and they were like, well, you changed the plans, so we're going to change ours.
Yeah, we're
not going to give you tax breaks anymore. And Disney was like, what?
Yeah,
what? And they didn't build the hotel.
That's the only time I've ever seen that, where they go, here's the hotel, here's the name of it, here's concept art, this is where it's going to be, and then they go, well, we're not going to do it anymore.
Yeah,
and it's they closed Earl of Sandwich.
Yep.
They closed the Rainforest Cafe. They closed the movie theater.
Hugely successful
movie theater.
Yep.
And then they go, nope, we're not going to open it up.
Yeah.
The ESPN zone also closed, which is a giant thing too.
Yeah, huge.
And that opened up as some pop-up
Oh yeah, speaking of failures.
Yeah.
They tried to open a pop-up for Instagrammers. Hey, come here and get some cool photos. It was a bunch of sets.
Yeah, it was just like, wasn't it like $40 to get in?
That's just it. It was $40 to get into that. Now, if it was $5 or $10, and you could take a bunch of cool photos, like I like a good photo. Yeah. It's very rare I see one of myself that I like. So if it's gonna look cool, all right. $40? Are you kidding me? Like, what would you? $40?
Yeah.
What?
That's insane. That is now closed again.
Yes,
so that's nothing
that
again.
Failed, and then in its last days, they were like, "Oh, special offer! It's only $20 now."
Yeah, it's still too much.
You blew it.
Yeah. Rainforest Cafe never opened up again. That's still all boarded up and closed.
Yeah, that's an empty building.
Movie theater still closed.
Empty building.
And Earl of Sandwich, they brought everybody back.
They resurrected it. Yeah. You can't go without a sandwich.
Because that was losing that was gonna suck. And there were even talks like, oh, they'll build it again in the hotel or something like that.
Yeah, it was not gonna go away forever.
Yeah, because that is such an awesome, like that to me is Disney. Because every like
what, sandwiches?
No, Earl of Sandwich.
Yeah,
it's like Disney parks have that.
Yeah,
and
it's
true. Because they have it in Paris, they have it in Florida, they have it here.
Yep.
And so when that was going on, everybody was bummed, but they brought it back. They opened it. It was all closed off, and then they hired people again.
I will say on record, I am an unabashed Earl of Sandwich lover.
So good.
Hey, for your money, it's a good deal. It's cheap.
So cheap.
Cheap as hell. You'll have some of the best sandwiches ever. My number one, maybe my number one favorite sandwich
ever.
If you put a gun to my head and said favorite sandwich, which that does happen.
Yeah.
Very threatening. Sometimes people do that. What's your favorite sandwich? All right, today you live.
Yeah.
I might say the holiday sandwich at Earl of Sandwich.
Yep.
Thanksgiving dinner in a sandwich.
Turkey stuffing, cranberry sauce, all of it.
It's got some kind of mayo in there.
It's super good. I love it. I love it.
That's my number one. Yep. But you can't go wrong with, what do they have? The original 1762?
That's my favorite. It's like roast beef, horseradish, cheddar.
You can't go wrong with that.
That's my all-time favorite at Earl Sandwich.
I go with either one of those. Last time I went there, I got a different one. I was like, you know what? I'm going Italian. Yeah. And I ate half of it and went, I wish I got one of the other ones. Yep. Those two are the king. But it was good too. I mean, they're all good.
Yeah. There was a time I was trying each sandwich. Yeah. Every time I get a new one, and I kept running into ones like, this is not that good. Yeah. So I went back to my originals.
There is nothing worse than when you go to a place and they have a favorite thing, like, ooh, and you go, no, I'm going to try something different.
And it sucks.
And then you eat it and you go, oh, I could have got my favorite thing, but I didn't. That happened to me. Not really.
I think I was thinking the same thing.
Well, we went to the Harbor Galley. They have all these Halloween. What were you thinking of?
Ted Leitner.
Oh no, I was going to talk about Disney stuff.
Yeah.
But no, we went to a deli that has really good like Reubens.
Yeah.
And I didn't get that. They had the Ted Leitner special, which is like a sportscaster here
you're like,
in San Diego.
Because it's a well-known sportscaster, and so oh, dude, Ted Leitner. Yeah, I'm gonna get what he got.
And they gave me a dry cold sandwich. It's like, I could have had a Reuben.
Yeah.
Ted Leitner, he likes a dry ass sandwich. It was like cold meat on toast. It was like, what the hell, Ted?
Yeah.
Ted, you screwed me. But no. Today I got lobster mac and cheese.
Yep.
And it was good.
It was.
But the whole time I'm like, but they have a shrimp boil here. So I went and got that too. And I just dumped that bag out.
I saw that shrimp boil and I was like, that looks better than the. I should have got the shrimp boil.
Well, no, they were both good. Both items were good.
They were.
But I was real hungry, so I could eat both. So I did. And I dumped that boil out. And then some of it got on my pants. So I just want to let everyone know watching this because it looks like I nutted. You don't have to point to it. Okay.
I'm pointing it out. Now they're just going to be watching that the whole time.
I didn't want anyone to see it.
You were pointing it out. You were talking about it.
Well, I didn't need to point to where it was. You never know. But we were far enough away at the other location, no one would see it. And now they're going to think I nutted.
Yeah.
Like, I'm back in the park.
Spider-Man probably saw it, and he's like, oh, what's going on over there?
Yeah, how I shot Webb. Classic joke, classic memes. Wasn't that a meme or something? How do I shot Webb?
I don't know. What
is that? People in the comments, let us know. How do I shot Webb? Isn't it something? How do I shot Webb? What is that?
I have no idea.
You know what it is.
I don't.
All right. If I hit cut and you tell me what it was, I'm going to be pissed. Anyway. What were we talking? Oh, yeah.
Earl of Sandwich closing down and reopening back up.
So they opened Earl of Sandwich, but still, the end at the very end of downtown Disney, it's still like 80 closed businesses. So all they did was they pulled up. Now they have a bunch of food trucks parked in front of them.
And a stage.
Oh, no, it's active. There's stuff going on. It's like, oh, dude, you guys blew it.
Yeah. The movie theater is still boarded up. Like, it's still got walls all around it, which is where we saw Lincoln after seeing Lincoln in the thing.
Still, we
saw Lincoln in the great. We saw great moments with Mr. Lincoln
in Disneyland,
and then immediately ran over to that theater to see Lincoln
Spielberg movie.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite days at Disneyland.
Yep, that was so good. It was you, me, and Brian.
We saw Great Moments with it. We were there in 30 seconds. Yep. We sat down and the opening credits began.
That was so good.
Yes.
That was such a good experience.
Yeah, that was a great day.
Yeah.
That was the same day that there was a kid playing Angry Birds on his phone, I think the whole movie.
Yep.
And then the movie ended and the kid locked his phone and went, "Sucks they never caught who shot him." And the older kid in the audience, his brother, was like, "Yeah, they did." "No, they didn't." "Yeah, they did." "No, they didn't." "Yeah, they did." "No, they didn't." And then the older kid went, "Why don't you read a book for once?" And then the kid went, "Yeah, you know what? I will read a book. A dragon book. Because I don't want to read about this boring stuff. A dragon book. Like, what a comeback." Anyway, I think about that all the time.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So they didn't build that hotel. And maybe they went I don't know, maybe they'll build it somewhere else, but.
That hotel.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Do we need
it just looked like an expensive ass hotel.
Yeah.
If you're doing Disney, give it a theme.
Yeah.
People like themed hotels.
Yep.
This Star Wars hotel is going to pop off like wildfire. Dude, we're staying there. I'm letting you know that's out of your control.
You're signing me up?
Yeah, you're not even, don't even bother. Don't share your opinion on it. It doesn't matter. You're going, you're staying, you're pitching in. Most importantly, you're pitching in on the nightly rate.
Your share of the
that's not even a question. I've already decided. It's happening. Who else is staying there? It's going to be expensive, so check it. Hey, leave a comment if you're in, because we're going to need people to pitch in on our room. So I'm open for strangers at this point, so I'm sure I'll regret saying this on here, but if you're in, hit us up in the comments. Stay with us.
I think it limits it to 3 or 4.
We're getting them in. You got a spot. You got a spot. Don't worry. Just give me the money, and then we're good. I'll find a way to smuggle you into the Star Wars battleship or whatever. Anyway, that actually makes me want to turn this into a different conversation, but was there any other failed stuff you want to talk about?
I know there's stuff I'm forgetting, but I can't think of anything.
We try to forget the things that suck.
Yeah.
You know?
Then when it doesn't work, I tend to just not. I go, okay, that.
Yeah, out of my mind, and now I'm not giving it any more attention.
Yeah.
Right.
I wonder what the attendance is like on the new Frozen show, because I feel like the Aladdin show was packed every night.
It was packed all the time, and they changed it to right over here in California Adventure.
They got rid of it after 10 years or 15 years, or
something like that. And they had an Aladdin show. It was great. It was really good.
It was really good, and then they made it Frozen, and I have not been inside that.
Yeah, I know tons of people that are like, "Oh, it's Frozen."
Yeah.
And I'm sure kids like it, but it just sucks because I felt like Aladdin
was still
hot. It felt like all ages wanted to go to that all the time. Because I try not to be that guy that's like, "Oh, the new stuff, ew."
But kids loved Aladdin.
It seemed like all ages did.
Yeah, kids were cracking up and loving it. It's not like it was lost on them.
Yeah, and then once it became Frozen, I saw a lot of bummed out parents taking kids to that. I don't know. But kids got to be happy, right? I don't know, but it seemed like they were during Aladdin, so what do I know? I don't know what to say. Anyway, well, I thought we would take a minute to, unless there's any other failures you could think of.
I can't.
D23 happened since the last Creepy Old Crypt. We never talked about it.
No.
Speaking of failed rides, again, this ride over here past the camera was Superstar Limo.
Yeah.
I cosplayed at D23. You weren't at D23.
No.
You were kind of just getting back from the UK.
Yes.
Right? You were
in
the UK.
Just landed when D23 started, so I was like,
yeah.
Good.
You blew that one, because what was going on in the UK? Exactly.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
D23 was popping, so he blew it. I went as Drew Carey from Superstar Limo. I cosplayed as him.
Yeah.
Took a lot of planning to get that to happen. I had to look through a lot of Hawaiian shirts. But I did it.
The perfect one.
All I wanted was, hey, I want Drew Carey to tweet about this. Mm-hmm. He did.
Done.
We did it.
Yeah.
Hell yes. Anyway, but they announced a lot of stuff there. I'll say I had a good time at D23. That's a fun show. If you're into Disney stuff, the thing is like I think a lot of people go to like, ooh, I got to line up for the Marvel panel. I got to go to the Disney live action movies panel. I got to whatever.
Yeah.
I would say personally, from my perspective, don't go for that. You do what you want.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anyone's interest is bad. People go for that and they love it.
But those things are online the second they
announce. Yeah, that all goes on.
Yeah.
YouTube. I mean, it all ends up on YouTube
instantly.
So to me, why go to a panel that you're marketed to?
Yeah.
I went to all these panels that were like, look, they found all this old artwork in Mark Davis's office.
Yeah.
We didn't know he built this ghost for Haunted Mansion. Why isn't it in there?
Yeah.
Where is it? A guy did a panel on we went to the island that they filmed Swiss Family Robinson and we tried to find every filming location. And also we found some 35mm footage of the day that the treehouse opened in Adventureland.
Yeah.
And here's just some spooky old footage of walking through it. And, and he's showing this old footage and then he's like, look, watch what happens. There's this spinning water wheel. Someone walks past it, watch. And it's a guy in a suit walks past it
Yeah.
And it was like, ooh, and the guy was like, that's Walt. That was Walt Disney. He was up early scoping it out. Just stuff like that. It was like people digging through their basements to find
this stuff. And they don't allow you to film any of this stuff. They tell you right at the beginning, don't film. Because obviously they want you to show the trailers for Marvel stuff and things like that.
Yeah.
They don't mind as much, but
when you go to this the little panels
little
like
tiny
that,
ones, yeah.
Yeah, it's all from archives. It's meant to be private kind of. So they tell you, there are signs that are like, hey, we see you filming, we have the right to take your phone.
Yeah.
Or make you erase your phone. Like, we'll watch you. So it's like, nope, not doing that.
So go to the smaller ones are where it's at.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
And then the show floor has a lot of great exhibits by Disney themselves, but also just booths from, they'll give booth space to just random vendors, and they might bring stuff that they found from the World's Fair or whatever. It's great. It's a great show. But anyway, but they announced a bunch of park stuff. What did you think of the announcements? Was it?
I thought it was. I enjoyed the ones that I saw. I basically watched the Disney Parks one, and that was the main where they announced all the new stuff at Epcot and things like that. And I liked a lot of it.
I think they. So I waited forever to get all the new. I will say up front, Epcot is doing kind of a rebranding right now.
Yeah.
And the way that they're rebranding is very retro 80s futurism.
Yep, they're keeping with all even the new logos and stuff are all 80s
It all looks like the 80s symbols. I couldn't love that more.
Yeah.
In fact, I waited 3. I mean, I don't like to wait in long lines.
No.
But they had an Imagineer exclusive store there called Mickey's of Glendale, where they had hey, we're bringing in stuff that they only sell at Imagineering and nowhere else. So I waited I was with other people just hanging out, but it was 3 hours.
So the time passes,
Yeah, so I got that metallic Epcot jacket, and I got this shirt.
Yeah.
This is all retro.
This is Epcot's
stuff.
new logo,
yeah,
and I think it's so much better than their old one.
Yeah, but it's kind of close to the 80s one, And so I was like, oh my God, yes. But I remember looking at all this new retro 80s theme, and I thought, I bet this is kind of, I said this before they made any announcements, I thought, this is kind of, I bet this is a smokescreen kind of, where they're putting this coat over everything, look, we're honoring the original Epcot.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they're going to throw Pixar into everything and throw Moana into everything.
Like the new show and stuff is all old
That's kind of
Epcot.
what they did. Yeah. It's like, oh, there's going to be a new show. Now there's a new show next year that's all retro Epcot stuff. That's awesome. But then it's like, but then after that, it's going to be Moana and stuff. But you know what? I'll bet you that retro show is going to go over so well.
Yeah,
I bet they'll push that other one.
Yeah.
Mark my words.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's a new wave. I'll get to this in a second. I have a theory on what people want from the parks going forward that I think they're behind the curve on a little bit, but I'll talk about that at the end. However, the new stuff they announced, it's a lot of movie-based stuff, and I just think,
that's not what Epcot.
Why does every park have to go in this movie? Check out the thing from this movie. Like, I know that's Disney's cash cow, but, like, Epcot isn't that. Like, you could do that at any park.
It didn't start like that, but this, like, I see what you mean, but the idea that I can go to, like, the Mary Poppins house.
Well, so that's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. Was, that being said, given that I've said that, whatever, the stuff they announced was kind of just adding stuff to places that didn't have anything.
Yeah.
So, like, right now, the UK pavilion sucks. There's nothing there.
Some buildings and a restaurant.
And we got fish and chips. Yeah. Okay, what else do they have? A store with Doctor Who stuff in it. That's it. So they announced, we're going to add, what is it, Cherry Tree Lane?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
I think so.
From Mary Poppins. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'll be able to walk through it, and there's going to be some kind of attraction there. We don't know what.
Yeah.
But as much as I don't care for the movie stuff taking over, that is an improvement. Like, I can't, as much as maybe the idea behind it bugs me, I can't complain. There's nothing in that pavilion I like right now, and it's soon I'm going to be able to walk through the house from Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to do that.
Definitely.
And we're going to add a kind of a fountain, like a watery kind of fountainy walk-through thing that's kind of inspired by Moana.
Yeah. Okay,
but they're bulldozing part of Communicore or whatever it is, Interventions, to put that there. Well, there's nothing going on
at all.
There.
It's
like,
empty.
Yeah, it bums me out. They're tearing down this building that's been there since '82. I like that it's there, but there's nothing going on in it. And it's like, I don't care that I don't like the Moana thing, but there wasn't anything going on. Now, the Guardians of the Galaxy thing still pisses me off.
Yeah.
Because we did lose a classic Epcot attraction. Now, the Ellen thing was tacky.
It was a shell of what it once was.
But I wish they had souped that up versus putting a Marvel thing in there.
Yeah, a Marvel roller coaster.
Like, I'm sorry, I am just not feeling that.
Yeah.
Anyway, but, again, I'm not sure... and they said, now Future World is now going to be broken into 3 neighborhoods. Now it's World Celebration, World Nature, World. I don't remember what it was. And it sounded fine. I was like, that makes sense to bring it in those 3 areas. But then when it was over, I was kind of like, we lost Future World. It's not Future World anymore. Yeah. It's 3 worlds of just stuff.
Yeah.
So that, again, thematically, it made me sad. But then I look at what they're doing, and it's like, well, again, Future World didn't have anything going on. So
it was
adding
some
these
meet and greets and some clothes and a color, like, intervention stuff.
Yeah, so, you know what I mean? It's like, thematically, I don't like the idea, but I can't hate on what's coming, because what was there wasn't anything either, So it's hard, and I'm that kind of person that loves seeing the ghosts of old stuff. So, I'm honestly sad they're tearing down the Communicore building.
I do agree with that I like seeing, like, just like this. I love seeing this old
empty stuff. Yeah. Creepy old crypts. Like, really, to bring it home. But, when I was there in February, I was at Epcot. There was one day I had to do emails. I was like, shit, I got to do some work emails. I went into the old Communicore building. There was no one in there.
Yeah.
And I sat there in the air conditioning and did emails, and I was listening to, like, the old synthy music playing in the thing, and I loved being there in this corpse of an old Epcot attraction. But I understand that's not how the world works. They don't leave a building up and with nothing in it because you remember because there's a ghost of something there that isn't there anymore.
Sentimentality.
That's not the way the world works. So it was going to get torn down.
Yeah.
So it's hard. You know what I mean? So I'm bummed, but at the same time, it's like I get it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's hard to reconcile that, sometimes. But what I was going to say was...
Yes.
I'm going to make a prophecy here. And maybe in years, people will go back to this recording. Obviously, this is one of the most beloved, most popular podcasts ever.
Mm-hmm. Of all time.
Crypt. Oh, yeah. It's got to be in the top, 5?
Yeah.
Or 10. No, but... maybe someone out there will remember this recording and they'll come back to this. Mm-hmm. I think Disney is behind a trend right now. I can see it coming. Mm-hmm. I don't think they can. I think the machine is too big for them to correct it this soon. But I see more and more people embracing dead rides, old retro park stuff than ever. Figment stuff, people are like, oh yeah. And when I was at D23, the popular thing was people dressed up as old ride stuff. Not, oh, look, they dressed up as Elsa. Nobody cared about that.
Yeah.
Oh, they dressed up as Moana. Okay, nobody cared about that. But like 80 different people dressed up as Buzzy from Wonders of Life
That
Pavilion.
hasn't been open for like, what, 10, 15 years?
But anybody who did that got front page, like, oh, look, somebody was Buzzy. Yeah. Hey, I'll be the first to say I was dressed as a terrible old ride, the Superstar Limo. That's not even a good ride. Yeah. That ride sucked.
Yeah.
And I still got a billion retweets on that. Anything that they, we made merch and it's got this old character from an old clothes thing. Yeah. Gone in a second. And I think there's a rise of that because kids today watch YouTube like our previous generations watch TV. Yeah. That is their culture now. That is their television. That is what they have grown up with. And all of them are watching religiously videos about creepy closed attractions, things that you can't find anymore. Oh my gosh, Horizons is gone. Oh my gosh, where's Buzzy from? Where's our boy? Where's Buzzy from Wonders of Life? Is he stolen? Who knows? That's all building such a momentum. Yeah. Disney is still locked in this mindset of just put Moana in
the
this.
New stuff.
Put a Pixar character on this. And they're slowly they're getting rid of these classic park things and turning them into new movie attractions. Yeah, Star Wars. Yeah, this. At some point, now right now that movie stuff is still the most popular. Yeah. But here's this group coming up and growing up with old ride stuff. Whoa, aren't old rides cool? And soon this is going to bridge. Yeah. And then one day it's going to be like, where's all the old ride stuff? Oh, we got rid of it. It's all movie stuff. Yeah. You got rid of all the old ride stuff?
There's none?
There's none. Yeah. And I think there's going to be a lot of people that lose interest in Disney because Disney really wants to put new stuff wherever they can. And Disney is going to remove more and more of their history like that. Like there's some things that'll never be touched, but some of it will. Like a lot of Epcot, classic Epcot is gone. And as that goes away, more and more people are going to go, what? And soon it won't be, there's a trend coming where it's going to be cooler to have old stuff. Yes. Because of this generation growing up with YouTube and retro, watch this retro Disneyland, Defunct Land. Yeah. All this stuff is gaining in popularity. And you're going to have this crowd going, where's that? Oh, we don't have that. So that crowd's going to go to something like Knott's Berry Farm and go, they kept all their old stuff. Yep. This is really cool. Now, I'm not saying, Disney's done for. No, there's always going to be an audience. I'm not saying that they're but don't you?
There's going to be a shift for sure.
There will be a cultural shift in the coming decades. Remember this recording in a decade or two. Remember that I said this. That group is all they're all every day devouring. I mean, I go to family gatherings, whatever. Like there was a wedding in the family, and like. A lot of the kids in our family who are like 11 to 14, they know I do YouTube, so they come to me to like ask about, do you know PewDiePie? Yeah. Do you know, they ask about, have you met Jacksepticeye? Stuff like that. And I was surprised how many of them watched old ride-throughs. They not even coming to me because they knew I like park stuff. On their own, I'm looking at their phone and they're watching like Defunct Land, or they're watching, in the same way Five Nights at Freddy got big with that audience, you're going to see a bigger and bigger audience want to find these old rides and like, ooh, that's still open. I'm telling you, it's coming. It's coming. That trend is going to blow up, and Disney's going to go, no, we'll put Figment back. There'll
be shirts with Buzzy on it.
Yeah, they're going to be too late. Mark my words.
Yeah.
So, anything else?
No, I think that's good.
Is that a cryptic note to end on? Is that a weird note to end on?
No, I think it's good.
Next month on Creepy Old Crypt, we might, theoretically, presumably, have a special episode for you from a special location.
We might.
We're working on it. We're going to see if it pans out. But hopefully it will, and it's an episode you guys have been asking for
a very long time.
We get a lot of disparate requests, like, hey, do one on this, do one on that. It's never the same request twice, it seems like. But there is one subject that I get all the time. Like, guys, will you please talk about this? I think next month we're going to do it, if it works out.
Okay.
So, Hopefully that's a teaser.
Yes.
If it doesn't work out, we'll stick to the story. We'll do something lame.
Yeah.
Like we'll do an episode about like.
Okay, you guys wanted it. Bathrooms.
Yeah, or like health food at Disneyland. Yeah, bathrooms. We'll stick to it and we'll be like, this is what you asked for, bathrooms. What's the best time you went to the bathroom at Disneyland? You know what's funny? I can answer that. No, but not because
save
of me,
it for the bathroom episode.
But because of funny stuff that's happened.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. We have some bathroom stories.
It's not going to be like I took a satisfying.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
No, I wouldn't. But you know what? I'm going to think about it though next time.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. I hope we're not. Wait, is that Iron Man? No. Okay, we're good.
We're good.
Guys, I thought I saw Thanos. Whatever. Iron Man, Thanos, same character. Thanks for watching, and let's get kicked out again.
Yeah.